In the beginning, before time and evil existed, the universe was a vast void. God, in his infinite wisdom and power, spoke, and light broke the darkness. All we know, and beyond what we know we can imagine, was created by his word. In the kingdom of heaven, peace and goodness reigned. Everything was perfect there. Among all the wonders of creation, God, in his infinite wisdom and perfection, created angels, beings of light and power destined to serve as guardians and messengers. Each angel was created with a divine purpose, reflecting the glory and perfection of its creator. All the angels worshipped and had deep respect for God. Among all the angels, one stood out and shone with a unique brilliance. His name was Lucifer, which means light-bearer. This powerful cherub was created to lead, to be the guardian of God's glory and to reflect divine magnificence. Lucifer was the most beautiful and wise of all the angels. Every detail in his being reflected the greatness of his creator. He gave her as much power as any other angel, incomparable beauty, and she had the greatest intelligence and wisdom after that of God. He was adorned with the most beautiful precious stones, and his voice was like a heavenly instrument, capable of leading the most sublime praises. Lucifer was the seal of perfection. God entrusted him with a sacred task to guard his throne and lead heavenly worship. His position was not only one of power, but also one of closeness to divine glory. He walked among the fiery stones, a place reserved only for those closest to God. Lucifer was a perfect reflection of divine light, a bearer of the glory and power of his Creator. Although it was designed perfectly, he had the ability to choose. This freedom would be his greatest gift, and at the same time, his greatest challenge. The perfection with which he was created was not an end in itself, but a means to glorify God. However, a question began to arise in his heart. Why couldn't he also receive worship? This is how Lucifer, the most beautiful of angels, began his path into darkness. A story that would begin with glory and end with a fall that would change the destiny of the heavens and the earth forever. This story that not only affects the heavens, but also has an impact on humanity itself. In this video, we will explore what the Bible says about Lucifer, what his sin was, why he rebelled against his Creator, what were the consequences of his actions, and also the lessons that this story offers us. Why his pride and rebellion are not just events of the past, but warnings that resonate with each of us today. On this journey, we will discover how light and darkness not only clashed in the heavens, but also how the struggle between the forces of good and evil continues today in this world and in the heart of every human being. This is the story of Lucifer, the light bearer, the fallen angel, a story of pride, rebellion, and the eternal search for redemption. Without further ado, let's begin. In the kingdom of heaven, everything was peace and harmony. Lucifer, the bearer of light, was a powerful cherub with unmatched beauty and wisdom. He was the reflection of divine glory. He was the protector of the throne of God and the leader of heavenly worship. Lucifer was God's most beautiful creation, his masterpiece. You were the model of perfection, full of wisdom and exquisite beauty. You were in Eden, the garden of God. Your clothes were adorned with all kinds of precious stones: reddish carnelian, pale green peridot, white adularia, blue and green beryl, onyx, green jasper, lapis lazuli, turquoise and emerald, all carved especially for you and embedded in the purest gold. They gave them to you the day you were created. I ordained you and anointed you as a powerful guardian angel. You had access to God's holy mountain, and you walked among the stones of fire. Ezekiel 28, from 12 to 14. But in the splendor of its perfection, a seed of doubt began to germinate. Lucifer contemplated her beauty and power, and an idea began to form in his heart. Why should all the glory go to the Creator? And why couldn't he also reign and rule? Well, you said to yourself, I will ascend to heaven to set my throne above the stars of God. I will preside on the mountain of the gods, very far in the north. I will climb to the highest heavens, and I will be like the Most High. Isaiah 14, from 13 to 14. Pride, a subtle and silent thought, began to grow. His heart, which had been created to reflect divine glory, began to stray toward his own ambition of wanting to be like God. Lucifer was filled with a lot of hatred, envy, and evil. These were the causes that led him to sin. He had it all: power, wisdom, beauty, the love of his Creator. He had the admiration and respect of the rest of the angels, but he was not satisfied and wanted much more, so much so that he wanted to have the same glory as God himself. You were blameless in everything you did, since the day you were created, until the day evil was found in you. Ezekiel 28:15. This thought, although silent, began to shape his actions. Lucifer, the angel closest to the throne of God, began to speak secretly with other angels, sowing in them the same ideas and doubts that had begun to consume his heart. Lucifer promised the angels a kingdom where they would not be simple servants, but rulers. His words, full of seduction and cunning, began to gain followers among the angels. The germ of rebellion was planted. Lucifer, the light-bringer, no longer led in service, but sought a throne of his own. Whispers of discontent spread through the heavens. Pride not only corrupted Lucifer's heart, but also poisoned those angels who heard him. Soon, a great event was coming in the heavens. Discord spread among the angels. Lucifer, once the bringer of light, was now a leader of discontent. His words, full of cunning and promises of greatness, divided the heavens. His followers, attracted by the vision of a new order, began to prepare for an inevitable conflict. But Michael, commander of the heavenly armies, rose to defend divine justice. He knew that what was to come would be a great battle that would shake the foundations of heaven, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought, but they did not prevail. Revelation 12, from 7 to 8. The conflict was not only physical, but also spiritual. It was a struggle between loyalty and pride, between divine order and excessive ambition. Pride and envy for wanting to be equal to God now led to his downfall. Lucifer and his followers were defeated. Thus the heavenly rebellion ended, and Lucifer, along with a third of the angels, were banished forever, and heaven began to restore its peace. The battle was over, but the judgment must be fulfilled. Lucifer, the bearer of light, had fallen, and his pride had led him to eternal damnation. And they were cast out of heaven into a kingdom of darkness. The light that once surrounded him was replaced by shadows, and the most radiant angel became Satan, the adversary. With him, a third of the angels shared his fate, becoming fallen angels, or better known as demons. These are the emissaries of darkness. Whispers of regret mixed with anger, but none could turn back and return to heaven. That they had betrayed. Earth became his new home there. Satan began to plan his revenge, determined to corrupt God's masterpiece, humanity. The fall of Lucifer marked the end of an era, an eternal reminder that pride precedes destruction, and a haughty spirit precedes the fall. After his expulsion from heaven, Lucifer did not abandon his ambition. His new goal was to destroy God's masterpiece, humanity. In the Garden of Eden, where innocence and purity reigned, Lucifer found the opportunity to sow the seed of rebellion in the human heart. Deception, his most powerful tool, became his weapon to corrupt. In the form of a serpent, he approached Eve with soft and persuasive words, twisting the truth that God had given. "Has God really told you not to eat from any tree in the garden?" he asked. Lucifer planted the first seed of distrust towards the Creator. His objective was clear: to separate humanity from God, as he himself had been separated. Adam and Eve fell into the trap, and with their disobedience, sin and death entered the world. Lucifer had managed to corrupt God's most precious work, but even in the midst of the fall, the Creator did not abandon humanity. God, in his infinite mercy, promised a future redemption. The serpent would be wounded in the head, and man would have the opportunity to return to communion with his Creator. From that moment, Lucifer became the eternal adversary, the accuser of men. But he also began a spiritual battle in every human heart, a fight between light and darkness, between good and evil, between pride and humility, between truth and deception. Lucifer represents evil. He is the adversary of God and all humanity. Their only goal is to steal, kill, and destroy people. Throughout history, Lucifer has sought to destroy the relationship between God and humanity. But in each attempt, the light of redemption has prevailed, reminding us that good always wins. The story of Lucifer is not only a tale of rebellion and fall, but also a warning. It teaches us about the dangers of pride and the importance of always seeking the truth. But more than that, it shows us that even in the midst of darkness, the light of redemption always shines. The battle between light and darkness continues in each of us, but in the end, the light will always prevail. Pride, once the seed of Lucifer's downfall, remains one of the greatest threats to the human heart. It reminds us that when we focus solely on ourselves, we risk distancing ourselves from what truly matters. This story also teaches us that decisions have eternal consequences. Every thought, every action, and every choice we make leaves a mark on the journey of our lives and those around us. Although Lucifer sought to separate humanity from its Creator, the story does not end there. The promise of redemption, planted even in the midst of the fall, reminds us that there is always a way back. God, in His infinite mercy, offers us the opportunity to choose light instead of darkness. Where Lucifer saw his defeat, we can find a new beginning. The fight between good and evil is not just an ancient story. It is a battle that is fought in the heart of every human being, every day. But just as in the heavens, the light will always prevail. From the story of Lucifer, we learn that uncontrolled pride and ambition can lead to our downfall. But we also learn that through humility, love, and repentance, we can overcome our inner darkness. May this story inspire us to always choose the path of light, to fight for good, and to remember that, even in our worst falls, there is a path to reconciliation and redemption. Thank you for joining us on this journey through one of the most profound and transcendental stories of humanity. If you liked this story, we invite you to reflect and share this message with others. Leave us a comment telling us what you think and what you have learned from this history. Please subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any exciting stories like this. See you in the next video. See you soon, and God bless you.